Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Inspiring Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Hamza Chowdhury. And this week, I'd like to talk to you about the $1,000,000 question, which everybody's asking me about, which is Nikola a big fraud? I had so many people this week reach out to me and ask me the question of they heard the news, and I even had a friend who didn't even mention the name of the stock, and he said he had to run away from his position. And I asked him, I was like, by chance, was it Nikola? And he's like, how did you know? So if you were in the market this week and you were trading, you probably heard the rumor that Hindenburg Research came out and basically they have a short position, and they basically told the world that Nikola is one big intricate fraud. So that's the $1,000,000 question, and I wanted to make a video to address it and talk to you guys about it today. So first is we all know that Nikola is a wannabe Tesla. Okay, it took the first name of the famous Serbian American inventor Nikola Tesla, right? So it already copied sort of Tesla's the first name of Tesla's founder. So let's first understand a little bit about the founder, Travis Milton. Now, he himself is an entrepreneur, so he's actually had previous companies which haven't done necessarily too well. He first started an alarm sales company, and he exited the position for that company. And then he started an online classified company that also didn't do so well. So he comes from a background where he tries a bunch of stuff, hasn't worked out so well, but now he's found himself in a $1 billion stake in a sort of a what I call the wannabe Tesla company. So is there anything wrong with what he's doing, right? So he sold everyone on this concept, and that's what Nikola has been up to date. But you have to ask yourself, what do all founders do? All founders do the same thing. They overhype themselves. They oversell their concepts, and that's what every founder does of any company. They're completely convinced, and their job is to convince you, the consumer, to invest in their product. And he clearly has done a good job, right? Because we know Nikola, as it started trading, and it really traded, I believe, around like the $10 range when it first came out. And then it went all the way up to close to right around $100 before coming back down. And then we heard earlier in the week about General Motors actually investing $2 billion in the company to help provide some of that battery technology to them. So then the stock again blew up, and then all this news came out with it being a potential fraud, and then it came right back down. So, we need to understand that he's a billionaire and his job is to sell. And the craziest thing about Nikola is it doesn't even have an actual product. So you can't go right now and buy yourself a Nikola, the truck is called like the Badger truck. It's all a conceptual. So you can't even actually buy this product. So you have a $1 billion company that is essentially nothing more than a concept, a theory. And now in the recent past few months, right, we've seen some prototypes, but those prototypes haven't gone through the testing needed to actually get commercialized and actually be sold. So whether it's a semi truck, whether it's an actual pickup truck, which again is just a concept, even if you had a prototype, you still are years away from being able to distribute this. So is that really worth $1 billion or a multi-billion-dollar company? Probably not, right? So it's definitely a hype stock, and that's the way it should be traded. Okay, so you trade the hype and you sell the news. Okay, so the past week we saw Nikola actually lose 20% of its value towards the end of the week with this. So what you can think about is if you do your research and you realize like if a company can grow that big, that fast, and not have an actual product, probably not a company you want to hold on to for a long-term investing. So a lot of people who got stuck in the stock, and there's a lot of people that are stuck in the stock because they bought into it hoping it'd be the next Tesla, not realizing that it was nothing more than just a hype. So if I were you, and again, this is completely due and have your own risk management plan, but if I were you and you're stuck in the stock, you may look at potentially cutting your losses, or if you feel like it's something that you think will eventually come back, again, trade according to your own plan, you can hold on to it, but really ask yourself, can this company be worth what it is without an actual product? And are you willing to hold on to that stock for years to come before they actually come out with product and actually have a revenue source? Okay, because they're years away. I think that the estimate was like in 2024 where they actually start making some reasonable income, but at the end of the day it can't justify the share price. So is Nikola a fraud? I would say maybe not, but what I say, are they overhyped, oversold to many investors? Definitely. They don't have a product, they have a prototype, they have a concept. But let's look at Tesla. Tesla actually had a car, right? The Roadster back in the '08, the original Roadster, right? $150,000 car. Just recently, in the last few years, Tesla's become a household name. And that's because it had the proof of concept, and that allowed it to develop the company further. So it started with an expensive car, then it went to the Model S, which was a little less expensive than the Roadster, then the Model X, which was the SUV version of the company, and then they went down to the Model 3 recently, and now we know the Model Y, et cetera, et cetera. So we know that Tesla has proven itself, right? It came up with the technology, and it sort of evolved from there. But we have a company that's the wannabe Tesla, and it doesn't have an actual product just yet. And yet it's already $1 billion company, right? So does that really make sense to you? So, all right, guys, well, that's all I have for you today. The $1 million question is Nikola a fraud? Maybe. Hope you found the video useful. Add a comment below and tell me what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.